Hey folks, welcome back to Tech, and More Tech. I'm Carlo, and this is part 7 of the Ultimate Smart Home Guide for 2020. So far we have discussed what is a smart home, what are the benefits of a smart home, what kind of smart home devices are there, how do I control these devices, automations, and connection types. If you haven't seen any of those videos, there are links to them down below, or you can go to techandmoretech.com. If you have seen those videos and you found them helpful, consider hitting that like and subscribe button to help with the YouTube algorithm. For people exploring the smart home world, the discussion of hubs can be somewhat confusing. The topic does go pretty much hand in hand with the previous video, which is connection types, so it's kind of a continuation of that same theme. Another term that you may hear often is also bridge. And while those are technically two different things, in the context of the smart home consumer world, they're pretty much the same. If you want more technical details on the difference between a hub and a bridge, there's an article linked down below that will clear that up for you. What you need to know for the context of a smart home is that a hub or a bridge is basically a device that has radios in it that connect certain smart home devices to the rest of your network. The most common of those radios are Z-Wave and Zigbee. Since most battery-powered smart home devices use one of those two communication protocols, they need a way to communicate with the rest of your network. So instead of being able to connect directly to your Wi-Fi, they connect to a hub or a bridge that is then wired or wirelessly connected to the rest of your Wi-Fi network. Certain manufacturers have their own hubs and bridges that only work with their own specific devices. Even though theoretically the hardware would support any device that uses that same communication protocol, they've limited it to just their own. As an example, Philips Hue devices all use Zigbee, and their bridge is essentially just a Zigbee hub. But because Zigbee is an open standard, they may have customized it so that only their specific devices will connect to that hub. Similarly, Aqara devices are all also Zigbee based, but their hub also only allows you to connect their brand devices. So that now brings us to ecosystem level hubs. These are hubs that are compatible with a wide array of manufacturers and that are often a one-stop shop for an entire smart home. The most popular among these is the Samsung SmartThings Hub. It supports Z-Wave, Zigbee, and Bluetooth, but also more importantly supports dozens and dozens of different manufacturers. HomeKit technically has hubs as well, but they're not quite labeled as such. Instead, your Apple TV or your HomePod or your iPad can all work as hubs, and that's how non-Wi-Fi HomeKit devices connect to your HomeKit. This allows you to use Siri with them and also allows you to control them from outside of your Wi-Fi network. The main benefit of having a central hub is that you can then control all of your smart home from one single app. As an example, the SmartThings Hub is compatible with dozens and dozens of different manufacturers and devices, meaning you can pretty much just use that and connect any other smart home device to it. In the SmartThings app, you can also set up all your different automations, you can control all your devices, and you can also integrate it into Alexa or Google so that you have the voice AI aspect of it as well. Now this can also be done with other hubs such as the Habitat or even a DIY Raspberry Pi hub that's running Home Assistant. The downside to having a hub is that it's another expense and it's another manufacturer to rely on. Wink was a top competitor to SmartThings with a good hub and a good manufacturer compatibility list, but they basically kind of just shut their doors, switched to a subscription model, leaving all their users hung out to dry. The alternative to getting a hub is to have all Wi-Fi based devices, but that also means you might miss out on a lot of different sensors, which means you might miss out on a lot of different automation opportunities. Things like contact and motion sensors are purposefully small so they can be kind of hidden in plain sight. Because of this, they have to use smaller batteries, and because of this, they then have to use less power drawing protocols like Z-Wave or Zigbee. Now, some companies will actually have hubs built into their sort of flagship products, and all of their accessory devices will connect to that. The smart sensors from Ecobee all connect directly to the Ecobee thermostat, kind of essentially making the thermostat a de facto hub for the rest of its accessories. This is becoming increasingly common as device manufacturers are adding different accessory devices to sort of round out their own manufacturer ecosystem. Companies like Amazon and Google are also doing this with their flagship products like the Nest Hub and the Echo Show and Echo Plus that all have Zigbee hubs built in. Now, as you can tell, I'm in favor of having a hub, but I also understand why someone would be hesitant to buy one when they're first just starting out with all of this. My main concern with having a bunch of Wi-Fi devices is bandwidth issues and also network security. I'd recommend anyone get a good wireless router out there that has a lot of customization that allows you to monitor and customize how these devices are interacting with your network, especially all the sort of no-name cheap Wi-Fi lights and plugs you can get on Amazon. As far as HomeKit users are concerned, you don't need to look for anything aside from that works with HomeKit sticker on the packaging. As long as it has that, it'll connect to your network in one way or another and it'll work without you having to worry about it. In conclusion, you can have a smart home with or without a hub, and there are plenty of examples of people doing either. And beginners are certainly more likely to go with Wi-Fi based stuff as it presents a lower barrier to entry. If you think you want to go hubless for your smart home, that's fine. Again, I just urge you to get a good wireless router that has good options and good customization, and that isn't the one that your ISP provides you, because that thing is garbage. For me personally, I've had a SmartThings Hub for a couple of years now, and I've had perfect reliability with it and perfect performance. So naturally, I'm going to be a little bit more biased towards the hub version of a smart home. In the next part of the smart home guide, we're going to talk about ecosystems and how they are going to influence what you're going to buy. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Do you guys use a hub? Are you Wi-Fi based? Let me know which hub you use. Do you have good results with it? We'd love to hear from you. This guide is being released on a Monday, Thursday basis, so if you want to make sure you don't miss out on the next part, hit that like and subscribe button, that little notification bell, so you're always up to date. And until next time, see ya.